guys, today I'm going to show you two different ways to make what I'm calling a thankful tree. The first option is if you have watercolors and you can use your fingerprint dipped in those watercolors to make the leaves all over your paper. The second option is if you have some little construction paper pieces that you can tear up into little pieces that you could even use magazines, old magazines, or any kind of paper that has color that you're allowed to use to tear up into little pieces to make the leaves, okay? But either way, whichever one you choose, the watercolors or the torn up paper, you got to start with the tree. So the first thing I want you to do is draw a tree. So you got to start with the base, tree trunk. And then from there you could go all kinds of different ways. It depends what kind of tree you want to do. But I would usually split it off like a Y, kind of like that. Add two arms. And then keep that trunk in the center going up farther. And if you want, you could just stop there. If you want to add more branches, you can split it into a Y or a V shape again. And you can keep splitting it as much as you want, as far up as you want, and then you can put little random side branches coming off if you want. And then color it in. And you don't have to really color it in solidly. If you want, just put some streaks in there to look like wood grain. You don't have to color it in all the way. You can use colored pencil for this like I am, or you could use a marker or oil pastels or paint, whatever you've got that you could use to make it a tree trunk. And I would try and use brown because most tree trunks are like a brownish gray color. Then the next thing I want you to do, if you have watercolors, is I want you to get some water, some watercolors, and some paper towel. And that's to clean your finger off, okay? And so once you have those things, if you need to, you can pause this video so you can get those things. But the first thing you would do is take your index finger, whether you're right or left-handed, it doesn't really matter, but take the pointer finger on the hand that you write with and dip it in the water and swirl it a little bit like that so your finger's wet, and then dip it in the paint. I would start with yellow if you're going to use fall colors. I'd start with the lightest color, because if you don't, later on and you forget to clean your finger off, you might get your red and orange and your yellow, and then your yellow changes colors, and you don't want to do that. So then you just get it on your pointer finger, whatever hand that you've got that you write with, and you swirl it in that paint, and you just put leaves wherever you want. Boop, boop, boop. And it's extra special because you made it with your own fingerprints. Now I would try and stick them kind of in the trees, but if you want, you could put a couple falling down and maybe even put some at the bottom to show that there's some on the ground. Oh yeah, and I forgot this thing. If you want to, like if you want to make a card out of this, you can write things like Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Fall, y'all, give thanks, gratefulness, and this is how you spell those things. Grateful, thankful, thank you, Happy Thanksgiving, give thanks. And you can pause it if you need to see. And then I might write Happy Fall, y'all, on this one. That's an A right there. So I'm going to do that. Before I do more leaves, I'm going to write Happy Fall, comma, y'all. Okay, and that's going to be my little saying on this tree. So it could be a card or a poster you give someone. I'm going to switch colors now to orange. So something I like to do is send cards and letters to my friends and family that I don't get to see as much anymore. because of our pandemic. And something else I like to do is there's a senior center in an assisted living in Raton called the Beehive, and I like to send cards to people there or make posters for them and go decorate their windows because they can't have a lot of visitors right now, and so it's nice for them to get cards and stuff in the mail and look out their windows and see pretty pictures because they might not be able to go hang out with their relatives right now because they're trying to be safe from getting sickness right now. So you can leave it at just yellow and orange, or if you want you can maybe add some red, you can add some green. I don't think I'm really going to add green because I want to stick with these yellow, orange, and red colors, these warm colors. In art we have warm colors and cool colors. The warm colors are like the color of the sun, things that you think of when you think of like lava, and things that are hot, orange, red, and yellow. And cold colors are things that kind of make you think of like Elsa and Frozen, and those are purple, blue, and green. Okay, so I'm almost done with my fall picture. There we go. So, and then you can wash your finger. If you're using watercolors, it should come off relatively easily because it's watercolor and not like oil or something like that. Mine still has a little bit of orange left because I forgot to wash my hands with soap earlier after I was done with my first one. So there you go. Happy fall, y'all, and you can give that to your family. You could send it to somebody in the mail. You could decorate somebody's window on the outside with it who can't come visit. You could also say Happy Thanksgiving or I'm thankful for you, something like that. The next example I'm going to give is how to make this thankful tree. This one's one I like to do because I like to rip up little pieces of paper and do that. For this you're going to need construction paper or some kind of a paper like a magazine. I happen to have a bunch of scrapbook paper laying around, so I'm going to use scrapbook paper. What's cool about the scrapbook paper, it has a white inner core, so that gives it an extra layer of texture. But I'm just going to use this paper. And you're probably going to need glue, either a glue stick like that or Elmer's glue, the liquid kind. But I'm going to use what I have here. So for this tree, just for fun, I'm going to draw it long ways like this. And I'm going to make my branches a little skinnier. Some trees are kind of more like that. And put some random branches coming every which way. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of color it in, but not really dark. You could color it in dark if you want, especially if you've got markers. You might want to color the whole thing in. But since the focus of my project is going to be the leaves, I'm not too worried about what the inside of my tree looks like. Okay? You could even outline your hand if you want to and do a tree that way. It's kind of up to you how you want to personalize it. So then I'm going to get to tearing just little pieces. You don't want huge leaves. So just get yourself a good pile of leaves. Whatever colors you want. I would try to use fall if I were you, since we're talking about fall and Thanksgiving. So like yellow, orange, red, green, maybe some brown. Okay, and then I'm going to use more than one color, so I'm going to use some orange too. If it's easier, you can tear off a chunk and then tear pieces off of that chunk. Whoopsie! Another cool way to do that watercolor one that we just did, by the way, if you don't want to get your finger dirty, if you've got like a Q-tip somewhere at your house, you could use a Q-tip and dip it in the watercolor and make some really cool dots too. And that also works really well for snow. Alright, I've got a pile here. So now what I'm going to do is take my glue, and the easiest way to do this is going to be just put, ooh, that's a sticky glue. Woo! I feel like I'm going to need a different glue stick. That's just like the stringiest, stickiest glue I've ever seen. Let me see if I've got another glue stick. If you're going to do Elmer's glue that's like liquid, you could put the dots. This is like an abnormally sticky, stringy glue stick that I happen to find. Let's see if I have better luck with another glue stick. This one looks promising. We'll see. Oh yeah, much more promising. If you do have one that turns purple, it turns clear when it dries. So the good thing about that is you know that when you fold it up and put it in somebody's card and send it in the mail, it's not going to stick to itself, hopefully, because it's dry, so you know when it's dry. And also you can see where you've glued so that you don't put your stuff that you're gluing on in the wrong spot. I think I'm going to want to put some falling down and some at the bottom. It's almost like I'm coloring purple leaves with my glue stick. I forgot to write something here, so I'm going to write, I already did happy fall, y'all. Happy Thanksgiving. Maybe we could write thankful for you. That would be something nice to say to somebody, right? You could even give that to somebody for Veterans Day if you're celebrating that with family or at school. Okay, so now I'm going to go and I'm just going to dab these on to those spots all over my paper because there's already glue, but I gotta hurry because I want to do it before they dry. And I might decide I want to add some more later if this isn't enough. And I'm not sure what you've got lying around your house or at school, but you could use all kinds of things to glue different pieces to paper. If you've got like sequins, if you've got little those little pom-poms, kind of whatever you've got. You got to be creative with art, right? So take what you've got and see what you can make. Oops. Oops, I'm running it. Looks like my glue on the bottom is drying up because the purple's almost disappeared. I gotta hurry up. Miss Jones, you're not going fast enough. And then you might do a check when you're done and make sure that these actually stuck by taking your paper and lifting it up and shaking it. It's kind of like the glitter check, but make sure you're shaking it on top of another piece of paper so it doesn't go over the floor. Oh, got a couple ones that fell off. So, I think I need some more in here. Woo! That's the wrong one. That's my stringy glue. I better just throw that away so I don't do that anymore. It's fine. Glue is glue. Okay, there we go. So we have thankful for you. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy fall, y'all. And if you want to give it as like a gift to your family members, you could even have your sisters and brothers help you out and use their fingerprints too. So there you go. There's some examples of some fun Thanksgiving trees, thankful trees. And again, here's some ideas of stuff you could write. Grateful, thankful, happy fall, y'all. Thank you, happy Thanksgiving, or give thanks. It's a little picture of like a hand/turkey. I don't know what's going on there. Don't mind that. Anyway, so there's some options for you. I hope that you enjoy. Don't forget to take a picture and upload it to Artsonia, and then you're free to give it to whomever you want. Have a wonderful day. Bye.